Today, on From the Painter's Palette, we'll transform this sketch of Monhegan Island, Maine, into a lovely watercolor. So stay tuned, I'll show you how. I'm an artist, and I've been teaching for over 50 years, teaching children and teaching adults, and I really enjoy the teaching. And I paint everything that I see. If you're wondering where I get my inspiration, we travel. We travel all over the world. Also, I come from New York, and New York is an interesting place to paint. It's very colorful. Buildings, the traffic, the cabs, the people. And now, get your palette, get your brushes, and let's get started. I'm Judy Wengrovitz. I'm an artist and an instructor, and I can paint and show you how to go ahead and do a beautiful watercolor of Monhegan Island. And you will learn, I hope, how to use your colors and brushes. First thing I'm going to do is tell you a little bit about watercolor, period. This is a watercolor paper, and this watercolor paper is stapled onto a very lightweight board. And the reason it's stapled on is because I want the paper to be flat, so I soak it, and after it's wet, I staple it and let it dry, and it starts stretching, and it's flat. Now let's show you a little bit about the brushes. Here's one brush. This brush here is a little different. It has a square edge to it, and it has a bevel. Here's the bevel here. Okay, let's show you two other brushes. I'm not showing you a lot of brushes, just a few. Okay, here's one, and I think it's number 10. It comes to a point. Anytime I want a point, I use this brush. But there are times that I want something smaller, so here's another one that comes to a point. Actually, I don't use this very often, but I do have to show it to you. Maybe I'll use this time here. This one is a big fat brush, and it comes to a point, and it is number 45. Now here's an interesting brush. I don't use it very often, and I don't know why, but it does some very interesting things. It's a fan brush, and you have to see what it could do, because you probably really like it and use it more than I do. This is a toothbrush, and you wonder when I use this. I'll show you when, but don't use it on your teeth. Okay, let's begin. And I'm going to mention some of the colors that I use. Let me, just for the fun of it, let me use this big fat brush here, because it's actually, when I look at it, it's almost fatter than my square brush. So I'm going to dip it into the water. And I'm going to do the sky. So I'm going to wet the whole top of the painting. Pretty nice. I want it to be pretty wet. Now, what color should I use? I probably will use my Ultramarine Blue. And if I go quickly, I can cover a lot of sky. Sometimes the blue is darker in certain places, and that's fine. It looks more realistic. Actually, while I'm doing this, I should have done something, but I didn't. I'm going to paint the water. Now, this is sort of like a little hill in the background, and this is a lot of water here. And I should have taken some masking fluid and touched up those little boats for them to remain white. But since I didn't do that, I'll show you an alternative. So first, let me paint the water. I'm going to just change it slightly. I put a little tiny bit of green, oops, little tiny bit of, oh, I like that color. It's a nice color. Tiny bit of green in that water. I went over the boats because I'm going to show you another way of leaving those boats look white. Can you guess what it is? I came down a little further than this line here. Okay, let's leave that go for a while, and let's go ahead. These are all rocks here, and I'm going to try and see if I could go ahead and scrape them off in a special way. But first, I got to get some sort of color on them. And I'm going to use my, let's use Cobalt Blue. Cobalt Blue and burnt sienna. Let's see if I could get some color here. And I put a little tiny bit of yellow ochre. And there's a mixture over here of rocks and grasses, and so let's do a mixture. I'm going to do this whole, I'm going to put some underpainting down here. Underpainting, it could be light, and then I'm going to go over it with different things, okay? So let's put some more underpainting. And I could pick out, if I wanted to be colorful, I could pick out different colors here. I have some, this is a cadmium orange, but with a lot of water to it. This big brush really covers a lot of territory. Okay, so this is all sand. What color should I make that? Well, let's see. I think this is a Naples Yellow. Yep, that Naples Yellow covers very nicely, and God, I could really cover the whole paper one too quickly with this brush. I'm going to take a little bit of the Cobalt Blue again. Cobalt Blue, burnt sienna. I don't want it to be so pale that you don't see anything down here. So I added a mixture of Cobalt Blue and burnt sienna to get sort of a grayish. Okay, now let's see, what should we, well, now we're going to do that house next. That's a house on the hill. And I'm going to pick out my medium brush here. And that is a maroon. Let's see what I'm going to do here. It's this maroon here. This is really a bright color. And let's take a little bit of the Thalo Green. Let me just see something. Well, yeah, it's not bad. This is a green that is very, very bright. See how bright? It turns to black practically. I'm going to take some more red and put it in there. Ooh, that's a good color. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, pretty good. Making it redder. Whoops. I'm going to add a little bit more green. I don't want it to be too bright. It's not too bad. Okay, let's see what else here. All of this is in the shade, so it's pretty dark. Yeah, I'm still using, I have to be careful here that I don't get too much red or too much green. And for a little bit on drawing, although this doesn't show it that much. Oh, I wish I did. I have a slanty roof, as you can see, and that's because that roof is above eye level. And so let's go ahead and slant. There are several windows here. Yeah. Okay. Let that dry before I do anything else. Okay, while that's drying, and actually, just to pick up the red color, I'm going to put a little bit red in that rowboat, and that picks up some of the red in the house. Okay, let's go ahead and color this other boat over here. Okay. And take a little bit of my raw sienna. Okay. Oh, let's outline it up here too. Okay, that's one rowboat. I think we could put in Yeah, we could put in some of these boats, and we could also put in that little hill in the background, which I'll use a bigger brush. No, I'll use this brush. And let me do the little boats first, because I haven't showed you this yet. I forgot to leave the boats white, so I'm going to make them white with this. It's called titanium white, and it's acrylic. So when you paint over something, it stays white. However, if you want white, you can use white ink. You could use white gouache. I'm going to make them white. They actually don't look that white. I'll go over it more than one time. Yeah, this one is whiter. This one is whiter. And let me go back here. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna wash my brush out in this water, so I don't want to get the acrylic paint on everything. Oh, the next step is some of these rocks, and let's hope they work. If they don't, I'll try something else. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and paint those rocks, all right? Yeah, okay. I'm going to paint these gray rocks. I'm going to get a dark gray. Since I have the red out already, I'm going to add some green to it, and I'm going to put more green in there. And it got gray. Well, let's see if it's darker enough. Yeah, it's pretty dark. Yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. Okay. By the way, I use this razor blade to go ahead and scrub off these rocks. Watch the way I do it. I'm putting some color down. First, I put a light color down. Now, I put a dark color. Not too dark, but pretty dark. And now I'm going to okay. I have the razor blade protected because if I get carried away, this razor blade has two edges to it. I put some tape on one of these edges. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'm going to scrape myself. All right, let's go ahead and continue doing some of those rocks. I just do a little bit at a time, mainly because I don't want it to dry up before I scrape it off. So I just did a little bit, and now and when I do this, I press down. There, they look pretty good. They're pretty good. You have to have a razor blade that is sort of a sharp edge to it. Sometimes the razor blades get used and they get a dull edge and they won't scrape off like that. Scraping it off again, and Okay, now there are some more rocks here, but these rocks are a different color. It's sort of a yellowish color. So let's see what I can do here. I'm going to try this color here, see what happens. I'll just try it. And one, oops. Whoa, that's really, let's see. I might have to wash this off, period. I didn't expect that to be, well, I don't know. Not too bad. Yeah. I'm using now yellow, Naples Yellow. Let's go here. I don't want it to be too dark. And let's scrape off this little bit. There's a boat underneath here. Okay. And I'll do a few more rocks here. Okay, maybe I won't do any more. Well, let's go ahead and put some color on these boats. Okay, one of the boats is sort of a brownish color. One of them is a green color. And let's see what green I'm going to use. I think I better use my smaller brush here. Oh, that's if I can, oh, here it is. Okay. Let's use this green here. The colors are coming out bright, but might be nice to have a bright color. Monhegan Island is where this is. It's a beautiful place, especially for artists. And every place you look, there's somebody painting. I mean, it's really sort of funny because every hill and every valley, there's somebody doing some sort of painting. And so it's pretty primitive. There is no, they just got electricity. Yeah. And let's see, oh, here's the inside of this boat. I like to go there. And I go with a group, and we paint all day. And then at night, we sit in the living room in this house, and we go ahead and we tell about what we saw during the day and what we painted. There aren't many stores in this island. There's actually probably one store which serves as the grocery store, the clothing store. It's a very nice store. So, but you don't have much choice. I changed the color of this boat, which was much too bright before. Now, over here, this stuff. What kind of stuff is here? Okay, I'll tell you. It's a combination of dried up grasses, and we could put a bush here if we want to. Let me see one other thing here first. Let me go ahead and paint the windows of that building. This is Cerulean Blue. Yeah. It's really fun to do these paintings, especially when you're using a lot of color, because suddenly out pops all these colors, which is what's happening right now. I didn't do the top of that building either. Okay, it looks better than white, that's for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and do the top of that building over there, which, oh, it's mostly windows, from what I can see in this photograph here. Okay, so, continue to paint. I'm going to paint all these windows one line, let it dry, and then work around it a little bit. Okay, now let me see what I'm going to do down here. This is giving me the opportunity to show you how to use this fan brush. Okay, so here I go. Okay, I'm going to use some of the yellow, bright yellow. Yeah, I'm going to get some greens in here. Oh, let me get a little bit of the burnt umber or burnt sienna. Let's see. Yeah, that hill looks okay. Just noticed, forgot to paint the bottom of this brush, of this boat here. But I'll get to it, okay? That's a little bright. Oh, I think well, let me try something first. I scraped a little off so it doesn't look so bad. I'm using really all kinds of colors here. Not only am I using all kinds of colors, but I'm using different strokes. So let me show you what I mean. Okay. Now this one came out gray. Must be some dead grass. And I do want to show you that I don't have to leave my rocks like that. I can go ahead let's go ahead here. When I do one place, I see that the other place has to be finished. And so this boat is getting darker. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, no, I better not touch that because that'll smear. Let's go over here and show you how to get a bush. And here's a sponge over here, and let's get a bush here. I'm going to dip it into the hooker's green. This little bush there. Okay. I have a dirty palette, but my dirty palette gives me all kinds of colors. I might put some branches there. Wonder if I should put a little green here. Yeah, why not? A little green here too. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do this hill back here. And I'm going to do, let's take this big brush, why not? I'm going to wet it first. I didn't want to get it too wet because it would run right down across the boats in the water. So what I would do, which is what I'm doing, is dipping it into the water and wiping it out. Now, let me see. I want to get it really light. Yeah. Oh. I'm going to pick up what I did. Whoops. Okay. See what I did now. Let me look at it here. In order to I don't mind that color too much, actually. I need to put some more color here. And, you know, I need to get some color. Yeah, that's the color. What I'm doing is using a brush here. I'm going to dry it off on this paper towel. And then I'm going to take some of this yellow. I'm scrubbing. I just didn't want that sand to be quite that light. Hear it? Can you hear me scraping against the paper? That means my brush is dry. I like this big brush. Okay, now it really needs to get whiter. So I'm going to go back here again, get it a little whiter. Okay. Now there's a big shadow here. Well, I think I'll finish these boats, put their shadows on, and then decide if I really want to put that shadow in on all that bushes there. But I can put it underneath the boats. So let's get this ultramarine. Let's see what this looks like here. I'm going to put another shadow over there too. There's another shadow over there. By the way, I gotta fill this in here. Yeah, let me outline this here. Oh, I know. I'm going to use some indigo. Indigo is a very dark color, and it almost looks black. Oh, I had a white boat here, but I don't think I'll put it here. So let's see, mainly. Okay, I got to do the inside of this boat. First, I think I'll outline it. No, first I'll put the brown in. So let's get And it's sort, and I keep changing brushes. I hope this doesn't confuse you over here. So I have this brush to put the inside of the boat in there. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, I better finish this boat. Okay, so let's get some color in here. Okay, I think, okay, let's get some of the crimson. Crimson and a little bit of, ooh, a little bit of red. Yeah, better. I'm getting it a little duller so it doesn't look so splashy. Okay. Okay. And the rooftop is sort of a dull color. Let's see what color is. That's not so dull. Yeah. Okay. And let's work on this boat a little bit here too. Okay. Work on the inside of the boat. Yeah. Yeah. And over here, let's see, we could have, oh, the back of the boat. Actually, it's the front of the boat. Let's get it. Yeah, that's better. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's a little rough, but... And I'm going to make a shadow on that boat. And, okay. Okay, let's get some color underneath. I keep going back here to the indigo here. Let's go color here underneath here. Okay. Try to keep a straight hand. Yeah. Try to keep my hand from wiggling. I'm going to get some darker colors in this corner here. Let's take some Hooker's green. And wow. Yeah, I'm getting it darker there. It's great dark. Now, before it dries, let me quickly take this here. It's drying already. Oh, I could get, here's something I would use to show you. Let's go ahead and, playing with the brushes here. Let's take this Compose and yellow. Yeah. Well, that looks nice. This is Compose, the color, and it's put out by the company called Holbein. And if I mix it with yellow, it comes out even better. It comes out really, look how thick it comes out. Mix it down there too. Okay, I'm going to do something to the windows because they're bothering me because they're so blank. Looks like nobody's home. Yeah, a little bit more lived in. Again, I'm using some Cerulean Blue. Let's use a little Cobalt Blue. Poor Cobalt Blue hardly use it, and maybe it's getting to feel sort of ignored. Okay, and let me go ahead and use a little indigo. Here we go. You know, this house is got more than flat. It has Yeah. Okay. Okay. This painting, I would say, is enjoyable, but it is not an easy painting to do because there are a lot of details, and I didn't realize how many there would be. I mean, I could find a lot of little spots here. For instance, here, I want this to be show up. See how that showed up the edge of the boat here? I feel like getting my water a little brighter, and I have to be careful. I don't want to lose my white boat. I'm using my Cerulean Blue. Oh yeah, that's better. Gotta go slowly. Yeah. Oh, the boats stand out so much better. Yeah. I'm going to take my big brush and go across, cover as much as I could. But I don't want to lose my white. Didn't think it was, yep, I think it's okay. Oh boy, that came out dark, but maybe it might be good. The blue looks much better. Yep. Now I see where my shadow could be darker. The shadow on of the boats. Yeah. See what that looks like. Better. Yeah, much better. In fact, I can make the shadow and I might even make the green a little darker. It's funny, once you do one thing, it leads to something else. And now I think it looks better darker. It makes everything stand out. I want to put some dirt in that sand. So let's see how I can do that. Okay. I'm scrubbing this, if you hear me. Okay, I got some color in the sand. What else? I have a lot of work to do in this corner, but I think what I'll do is take this home. Yeah, this works fine. See, this gives me a little texture. I'm going to take this home to my studio. And I'm going to go ahead and look at it and see what more. A lot has to be done yet. I have to go ahead and put some texture in the hill in the back. I have to put some, maybe some pilings here and there, some darks between the dark rocks. So there's quite a bit to do on this painting. And I know I recommend it to beginners only because you have to take your time and try out different colors. And if it doesn't come out, don't worry about it, because you can always do another one. And if you would like, look at my webpage. My webpage has different things. And what do they have? What do I have? I have paintings on New York City, which is nothing like paintings of Maine. And my webpage is judyswatercolors.com. And thanks for coming, and keep right on working no matter what happens. Thanks a lot. Bye.